Finally, we have been able to sort the issue. Are you able to see us? Great.
Yes.
So, Krishna, you can keep your phone a little like this so that there'll be more space horizontal. और एक बार. Ah, perfect, perfect. So, a very good evening to each and every one of you. We are live again every Wednesday at 7 p.m. तो वो जो मुहूर्त था अपना 7 p.m. का वही होना था इसलिए all this technical issues happened. Anyways, welcome to Secrets of Living the Full Life. Well, the full life means fearless, unstoppable, limitless, and loving life. So today, under this topic, we have a very awesome topic that's called Facts Tell, Stories Sell. So we had a very exciting day today and just trying to skip from one meeting to come here, and then there was no net, and then we were sitting in Starbucks and we were just trying to go live, and then the password didn't work, and we had to do other means of you know coming live. Anyways, everything is sorted and here we are. Well, to introduce this topic, may I invite Karan Faria to speak a few words on what he thinks, why facts do tell and stories tell. Stories are an integral part of our lives. We have grown up listening to stories. Have any of you listened to the stories that your grandmother or your grandfather has been telling you? How many of you listen to it?
I do.
Yes, all of us, right? So, any particular story that you remember which could be of value in life today? किसी को याद है कोई कहानी, वो नानी की कहानी, वो कागज की कश्ती, वो बचपन का दिन मुझे लौटा दो, वो बारिश का पानी, राइट? किसी को याद है कोई कहानी?
Mm. Those are mainly Mahabharat and those,
हाँ.
ancient war times where there is a hidden message behind it. But
या.
like, I remember the values of it, but I don't really remember the story of it.
ओके, सो व्हाट वर द वैल्यूज?
Like, values mainly how you put family first. How do you also get into, what can I say? How does truth always shows? भले
करेक्ट.
तुम 100 झूठ बोल दो बट उधर किसी ना किसी में एक झूठ में एक सच निकल ही जाएगा वैसे.
करेक्ट. करेक्ट. तो व्हाट अबाउट यू करण? कोई नानी की कहानी याद आ रही है?
No, my grandmother used to mainly tell all mythical stories only.
ओह
About
ग्रेट.
कृष्ण भगवान का या फिर राम भगवान का ऐसे ही.
मंथन मंथन का स्टोरी आपने सुना है? मंथन. अच्छा, आई थिंक कृष्णा
I
नोज द
don't
स्टोरी
recall.
ऑफ मंथन. कुछ याद आ रहा है कृष्णा? यू आर म्यूटेड. अनम्यूट योरसेल्फ.
पूरी तरह से नहीं, but like I know that they churned the sea. बहुत से
या
elements
चौंड.
came out. The
हाँ, so there was a tug of war between the asuras
yeah,
and the gods, and the tug of
yeah,
war, there was a big nag, you know.
Nag, yeah,
Yeah.
Nag. It was
Yeah,
it was used like a rope
it
at
was
that
used
time.
like a rope, and the churning was going on, and that was a nectar, ball of nectar that was there, and
All of
whoever
nectar
won.
and poison and everything came out of it.
Yes, yes.
Lakshmi, it was mainly done for like making Lakshmi Mata come out of the sea.
Who come out of the sea?
Lakshmi Mata, she was like, I guess, she was upset from Vishnu Bhagwan and she just went in the sea and she sat there and they did the churning and Lakshmi Mata. I remember that kind of story.
Okay. So stories
Yeah.
are so well ingrained in our minds, and we can never forget them. Basically, because of that picturesque look and lot of elements. Now, what are those elements and why stories are important in life, and specifically even in business? So there are success stories that we talk about. How do you build relationship through stories? How do you connect to people through stories? And how do you, create a story for your future self. That's what we do at Personality Development course in Management Me. And yes, the speaker for today is none other than Karan Paria, a very young student who's currently finished his 10th standard and sorry, 12th standard, and now is an aspiring chartered accountant. Definitely, he's going to be one. So over to you, Karan.
Thank you. Hello everyone, my name is Karan, and yeah, so today we are here to talk about the topic facts tell and stories sell. So imagine one night you are just flipping through the TV channels and one commercial flashes on the screen stating about a toothpaste that our toothpaste removes 99% of bacteria. You nod, you listen to it, but in the next second you forget it. Then another ad appears after a while where a young girl runs up to her dad, hugs him tightly, and whispers, "Dad, your breath doesn't smell anymore." The dad smiles, the mother laughs, and you suddenly feel something. That's not just toothpaste anymore. It's confidence, it's connection, and love. So
One
you
minute,
might
one
be
minute. I wanted to repeat the last sentence that you said. That's not confidence.
that's not just any toothpaste ad anymore. It's confidence, connection, and love.
Yes. So basically, why are we so connected to stories? Is because there's a lot of emotions, you know, and we connect to emotions. We are emotional beings. So when there is emotions, एक instant connection बन जाता है. हाँ, तुझे भी ऐसा था, तुझे भी ऐसे लगा था. अरे, that ad is so beautiful. Like, I mean, Dad, it's great to be connected to you. Awesome. Continue.
So you might be wondering, why does this happen? So because while facts may inform you, stories transform you. They bypass logic and go straight to the heart. So facts tell us what to believe, but stories make us want to believe. So
Wonderful.
facts
Wonderful.
tell us, they give us the raw information, numbers and data, but stories make us feel. They create an emotional connection that facts alone simply cannot achieve. So
Okay.
take it. Sorry, you want to?
Yeah, yeah. So I just wanted to ask you, do you remember any of the stories, which is still your own stories probably, which has made a difference in your life, which could have been a life-defining moment for you?
There could be many. One of them, I feel there was a boy in a village. So every day he screams that a lion has come, a lion has
Ah,
come. But
ah,
one day when actually nobody believes him, and one day when the lion actually comes, so nobody believes him, and
he's eaten
therefore
by
he
the
has
lion.
to pay the consequences. So I learned that you should not, you should talk honestly and basically do not try to deceive others.
Oh, but I think this version I have not heard about the lion. What I heard was about Ramu, who had a herd of sheep, and there was a jackal who was coming to eat up the sheep. So I think as we go into different regions, different cultures, the story's essence remains the same, but the characters may be changed.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Any
That
any any other story, Karina?
Not as such,
Hmm.
because personally, I don't remember. I have a short-term memory. I remember I remember the what can I say? The main parts and the
The
main
gist.
values of the story more than the story itself. And then on the spot, I try to make a story from those values.
Okay, great, great. So it is actually the essence and
Yes.
not the outer covering that you are able to remember.
Yes.
So taking
Yes.
the gist out of every situation.
Yes.
Krishna, do you remember any story, your story, which has made a significant effect on your life?
Not my story, but ma'am, as I'm a Sindhi, there's a
Hmm.
story in like it's a cultural thing. Like there's a song on about this story
There
made.
is what? There is what?
There's a song made on this story. Like it's
Yeah.
Hojmalo. Might have heard that it's a popular Hindi song.
No, no,
So
no, I
like
don't know. I would love to hear.
Yeah, it's
You
like
need to come a little higher. You need to come a little higher because we can see only half your face.
yeah. I'm
Yeah.
sorry. I was telling that there's a story called. It is a story of a man named Hojmalo. Like it's back then when British used to rule us. There, the Sindh side of the Pakistan, we used to live there. Like the Sindhi people used to live there, and Hojmala was a prisoner. He was
Okay.
imprisoned, and at that time, a bridge was made, and a train was gonna pass that bridge, but no one was willing to get on the train because it was way too risky.
Mm.
Then the Britishers told Hojmalo that if he sits on the train and crosses the bridge, he will be like if he crosses the bridge, he will be left, and if he
Mm.
doesn't, he will die anyway. That was
Okay.
it. So it has made that if he had feared at that time, he might have been like imprisoned for his whole life. But sometimes you have to take risky steps to like get something we need.
Mm.
That that has made an impact on for me. Like we have sometimes we don't have to think about the consequences, but we have to take that step. It's necessary for life.
Yeah. Taking that leap of faith without
Yeah, like
knowing. Yeah.
it
Without.
might be like either way we are gonna go down. So just at least we can take a risk. It was that.
Yeah. So taking that leap of faith, maybe it's an abyss, maybe it's a mountain peak, who knows, right? Or maybe it's a treasure house. So until you risk to grow, you cannot be successful. So every seed that goes into the soil risks hurting its roots or risks being eaten away by a hen probably. However, it does risk and it grows. जिंदगी में रिस्क लिए बिना क्या होता है, राइट? अगर आपको अभी देखो, कृष्णा इज गोइंग टू टेक द रिस्क ऑफ कमिंग ऑल द वे टू मुंबई, staying here to do the course and then go back. So that's also a great risk. And I thank you for that and thank you for your initiative in coming all the way from, where do you stay?
I've seen Parbhani.
Parbani. That's in mid Maharashtra, right?
Yeah, yeah.
And how many hours does it take for you to come travel from Parbani to Mumbai?
It's 12 hours journey from train.
12 hours. So he's going to travel tomorrow morning, right?
No, we haven't decided to when to come because it was all of a sudden we you told it's gonna be
Yeah.
starting. So like a late 1 to 2 days late, I guess.
No problem, no problem. Absolutely. You're welcome to Management Tree School of Confidence. And these are two of the beautiful students that I have. There are many more. Some of them could not join in, but definitely it's going to be a wonderful experience for you. So we were talking about how stories make an impact on you and how it is wired into your brain. So our subconscious mind is wired to listen to stories. Okay. So let's move forward. Let's see what Karan has to say further.
So I was going to talk about the practical application where stories are
Yes.
used. So for
Correct.
example, in advertising, now imagine a Coca-Cola ad that simply said like our drink contains carbonated water, sugar, and caffeine and all that. So it would be boring, right? And instead
Yes.
now they show a grandfather handing a chilled Coke to his grandson on a hot summer day, and they laugh and they talk. So it doesn't just become about the drink anymore. It's about like
That's
the happiness, the nostalgia, and the connection. And
wonderful.
another one of the example would be of Nike. Now, if they
Yes.
just mentioned their products quality and features like the lightweight material or the strong grip or the durability, so that wouldn't inspire you, right? But instead they show like an exhausted runner pushing through the last few miles of a marathon,
Huh.
and his sweat is dripping all over his body, and there's like the determination in his eyes, and they just end it with the words just do it. So that's not
Oh,
just a shoe, that's the resilience in action. So
wow. Superb. Superb. Wonderful. So just do it as the resilience in action. Amazing. Amazing. I never thought about it that way. I thought about it as just do means just go and take action. I
There
never
could be
connected
many
it to.
perceptions of it.
Yes, yes, yes. And perception is reality. By the way, our next training program, 412, no, 13 training is on this particular topic. Perception is reality. So maybe the next Wednesday's live can be on perception is reality. Super.
Talked about perception as reality just yesterday.
Oh, yes, we did talk about perception is reality.
Yes.
Wonderful. So practical implications, you told about it being used in the field of advertising. Where else can we use storytelling?
So, for instance, in history, so where many of you might know Martin Luther King Jr.
Mhm.
So he was fighting against racial inequality. So he didn't just say like he didn't just show the statistics of racial inequality in the country or that, but he
Mm.
said that he has a dream to solve the racial inequality. So he painted
Yeah.
a vision of unity, equality, and hope, a vision that people could see and believe it in. So
So that
that's
was a
another.
that was the epoch, what you say, I would say the epitome of oration. I really admired him when he starts with, I have a dream. And if you look at his speaking style, he only speaks from, chest up. And he uses the gestures. And it is with so much of determination that you're just here and you just want to take action. And
You
you just
feel
want to listen to
empowered.
everything that is
Sorry, sorry.
very empowering, very empowering. Awesome. So I had a chance of going to Miami, and in Miami there is a place I don't remember what it's called. Mo, do you remember what it's called? Yes. That walls that was painted. And remember, I took a photograph. Miami, but that Ocean 12. No, it's called a particular valley. It was actually a um, the big walls are painted, real life paintings by
Graffiti.
great graffiti, not graffiti exactly, it's a painting. It's a
Okay.
real painting. So there they have this painting of, Martin Luther King with his hand up and the millions of people there, and that moment was captured in the painting. Uh, it's a place where they were only, you know, uh, that space was known for robbery and theft, and a lot of killings were happening. So the government wanted to remove that notion, and they decided to make it like a cultural center. And there were big, big paintings on different aspects and different people where modern artists had, created. It's a very beautiful place. So there, this epic is there. So I took a photograph with Martin Luther King along with that painting. The entire wall is like, the painting. And so I could stand there and take that photograph. But it is just set in my mind, one day I'm going to stand like this and say, I have a dream of seeing people fall in love with themselves. And I would have inspired 1 billion plus people to transform to their best version, and three is sitting with me here now. Superb. So what I did right now is inspirational speaking. So storytelling is also used to inspire people, to motivate them, to move themselves towards their goals. Any other practical implications of storytelling?
So yeah, for example, in day-to-day life, in job interviews, so in that also storytelling matters very much. So like for example, there is a job and there are two candidates fighting for it, and
Okay.
one candidate just says that I have 5 years of experience in this field and
Hmm.
that. So and the other one says like, I once had a client that was about to leave our company, but then I listened to their needs, to their frustrations, and then I tailored a solution for them. And now not only did they stay, but they then became went on to become their biggest account. So out of these two, who do you think you will remember the most? So who do you think you'll hire? So it's obviously going to be the person who uses stories to present themselves.
By the way, this story is true with me. So I had trained the CEO of CMSS Private Limited. It is a IT software company. So he had this problem where four of his, managers were about to leave the organization because they did not know why they're still in the organization and they did not find themselves, being in the future of the organization. So he came to me and told that, Madam, आपने मुझे train किया, but मेरे जो चार leaders हैं, मैं हमारे साथ ही रहे because they're really. So I told, okay, fine. And there was this guy. I think my connection is unstable, right?
Yes.
Is it fine now?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, okay. So then this guy, he come when I tell him that we're going to do a 3-month leadership development training. He says, "Madam, आप जैसे बहुत आए और चले गए, हमारा कुछ नहीं हुआ." But after that 3 months of training, they are, they really proved themselves. They really proved themselves, and this was probably the speed in which the transformation happened. And they are still with the organization, and it is around 7 years, 10. Yes.
There's still some internet connection problem, I feel, at least on my.
Yes. Yes. Am I back? Am I back?
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. In the
it's
middle,
like
while you were telling your story.
No, there was somebody who was speeding up on a bike. So maybe that sound you were not able to hear. Yes, Karan. What else do you have for us?
like in day-to-day situations as well. So where charities, for example,
Hmm.
so if charities just make use of statistics, like
Hmm.
there aren't waters in like 10,000, clean water supply isn't available to 10,000 villages, or they suppose serve this many number of villages. So it's impressive, the fact, but it does, lacks that emotional pull in it. So
Correct.
instead, if they just show a girl that is barefoot carrying like heavy buckets of water that isn't even safe for miles just to drink and to support her family. So that
Hmm.
story that makes people donate more to them, and
Correct.
it just makes them connect to the idea that they are trying to sell or they are trying to convey.
Correct. So I think corporate films are also made with the intention that you reach out to your target audience because they bring a lot of elements of the product in such a way that people connect to it, and there's a lot of emotional elements that are added to the filmmaking. I know this because I know a corporate filmmaker, and he talks about how they have been given the projects year after year just because of the way that he tells the story to the world. So today, I think storytelling is a very integral part of any business, because you need to get the customer relate to the product through the stories that you product, convey to your communication strategy, and that's why
I
we have.
I like to
Yeah,
add one more thing. What I've learned is that
yeah,
stories or marketing companies mainly need to soft sell their product. That's why
correct.
they use stories a lot. Because maybe I've seen as you've said, the toothpaste ad. I've seen the toothpaste ad, and at the back of the mind, I see the story happening somewhere nearby. And I was like,
Hmm.
oh, toothpaste. मेरे घर पे toothpaste खत्म हो गया है. I'll go and buy that toothpaste.
Yes, as you're saying, it reminds me that I also got connected to the toothpaste ad of Close Up because
Hmm.
I'm a romantic at heart. So, you see this boy coming in and then the girl is there and that breath. I still remember those red, things coming out.
The red fillings in the paste.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So I also connected to that, and मेरे घर में सिर्फ close up होता था. Because I said that is a toothpaste that I want. Whether it has the proper ingredients to make my teeth white, I don't know. But I connected to that ad. So that's amazing. So in the field of advertising, storytelling is definitely a very, very important component. But I think basically in selling anything, even if a mother has to convince her child, to do something that she wants, she can use storytelling. If a teacher wants to convince a student to perform better, she can do storytelling. So storytelling is something that's very like apna apna. There is a lot of apnapan in it, right? Yes. So Karan, what are your concluding remarks on this particular session?
So basically, to conclude, like facts are essential, but they are lifeless, and they need a story to bring them to life. Because
Uh,
people don't just buy products; they buy emotions, connections, and experiences. And that's what stories do the best. They sell emotions, they sell experiences, and they connect people to the product. So
correct.
whenever you want to persuade or to inspire or to sell or to do anything or to just present facts, share a story that people can relate to and remember. So in the end, stories do more than just help in selling. They create lasting memories.
Wow. Stories create lasting memories. So I still have a memory in my mind which is very vivid and very strong within me, and it's something that has become my anchor. So I'm sure everybody has stories which can anchor you and propel you to take action. Like one of the stories I remember, and I don't know how many times I've told it, but I'll keep telling it again and again. So this was a time when I was your age, Karan, just 11th standard, means 1 year last year that you were. So I was learning swimming at YMCA, and I think Karina knows this story, right? So everybody had been challenged that who's going to go to the second floor, diving board and dive from there. And I hadn't even dived from the first floor, so I didn't know what it was. But when everybody started, screaming like, come on, who's gonna do that? Who's gonna do that? And they took my name. They said, Biji, you're gonna do it because anything to be done, anything there to be done, Biji is there. So Khiladi number one I was, and still people call me Akshay Kumar because any stunts have to be done, I am ready for it. Now only my leg is there, so people are scared that I will fall and do something to myself, but still I will. So what happened was, because everybody called, अबे चलो अभी इज्जत अपना हमारे ग्रुप का इज्जत तेरे हाथ में है तो चलो आगे बढ़ो. So I climbed up the stairs. मेरी तो फट गई थी. I've never done this ever again. I don't know whether I'm going to come out alive. It was like, so dangerous because uh, the I think it was around 15 feet down and from the second floor. So it's a big jump and I'm climbing up, and dil dhadak raha hai. It's like you can literally hear your heart pounding in your ears, and nothing else you can hear. Keep going, going, going. I went up. I came to the tip. I looked down and I said, Gaya, I better run down. I will not jump down. But then everybody was screaming, Viji, come on, come on, come on. And I just took the leap of faith, jumped in, and flat I went. And I'm doing like this, and there's no bottom. So it was like falling into a bottomless abyss. And I'm saying, मर गई. अभी तो मैं जिंदा निकलूंगी ही नहीं. And then I tried to come up, 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 up. And the water's not coming. I thought, my lungs are going to burst. And I come up, and everybody in the pool just lifts me up. And that's a memory that's, etched in my mind and said, Viji, bravo, you've done it. Wonderful. So whenever there is a risk, whenever I have to take a leap of faith, when I have to challenge myself, you know, I remember this story. And that
I
gives me so much of courage and so much of a feeling that, yes, I did it. So if I did it, then I can do it now.
I actually have the same exact story. I have been through that, the same thing. So
You
I
seem
also,
to be my twin soul, yaar.
yeah,
I wish I was younger.
but I had never thought of it of a way of reminding myself to,
Exactly. Yes.
just do it, just take the leap of.
Correct. So we all have powerful stories and we are powerful beyond measure. What scares us is not the darkness, but the tremendous light that we have within us. Thank you all so much for joining in, and it was a pleasure having you. So, welcome, Krishna, to Management Me School of Confidence. May God bless you. And yes, We will be having many such sessions more. So, for the audience out there, stay tuned to our lives on every Wednesday under the concept of secrets of living a full life. So, once again, I say a full life means a fearless, unstoppable, limitless, and loving life. God bless you and have a super awesome time. Thank you so much.
Thank
Thank
you.
you, ma'am.
Bye
Bye
bye.
Thank
bye.
you. Bye.
Yes.
See you.
Bye. One sec. Bye.